Task 1, Question 2. How did the United States encourage the British to remove its military presence from the Caribbean? Let me show you the answer first, then I'll talk about the question a little bit and we'll locate it in the text. The answer is by promising rights to the canal in Central America. That's the answer. Let's go back to the question and analyze it a little bit. And the question, it says, encourage the British to remove its military presence. So British had some military presence, and by presence we mean some naval forces in the Caribbean. This is the place where the United States wanted to have an influence on at that time. Now, here we see this word encourage, and that means that there was nothing like force or something that can result in a war. So we shouldn't be seeing some sort of war happening between the British and the United States. It should be some sort of an agreement. And when we look at the text, here it says in 5 years the United States had its objective, so completed its objective, its aim to control the Caribbean. But how? How did they encourage the British to remove their military presence? Now we understand here there was a little war, so it can't be with the British, right? So actually the war was between the United States and Spain, and at the end of it the United States had the control of Cuba and Puerto Rico. Towards the end of the paragraph we see Great Britain here, so that's where we should be really reading carefully. Great Britain was distracted by the Boer War, so that means that Great Britain was not really concentrated on what was going on in the Caribbean. They were more interested in the war that they were involved in. And they agreed. You see, there is an agreement here. So somehow the United States encouraged them to withdraw, take away, remove their naval forces from the region, from the Caribbean, and in return for something. So they said, yes, we're going to remove our forces, but in return we want something. We have a demand. And for this, the United States pledge, for a United States pledge, and that's a promise. So the United States promised them that the British would have unlimited, unrestricted rights to use a future canal across Central America. So by giving them this promise of using the canal anytime, unlimited times they wanted, that they would remove their forces. So the answer is here. The promise or the pledge that the British would have unrestricted rights to use a future canal across Central America is the answer.